russosbrand.com, where the pros are the pros.
All right, let's go to a Sean Sapp video. Now, you had talked about why couldn't he?
Right.
Yeah, yep. Of course. He's doing a live stream with Jimmy, and he's asked about you.
Oh, come on. Why do we got to do this? Go ahead.
New Age Asshole says, hey, Sean, why is Vince Russo always on my timeline making weird comments about you? What's his problem? It is Vince McMahon or Vince Russo struggling. No, it is Vince Russo begging and struggling to stay relevant, and him realizing that.
And this is the best part.
And meanwhile, though, the dude's half my age and dyeing his hair black, bro.
Yeah, this is the best part, though.
To stay relevant, and him realizing that saying negative things about me.
Look at Jimmy shaking his head. Yes. Look at Jimmy shaking his head. Yes. Go ahead.
Realizing that saying negative things about me keeps him more relevant than admitting that I am fantastic at my job.
Bro, you know what's hysterical? You know what's actually hysterical about this clip? Bro, first of all, guys, I got to be honest with you. Jeff, what am I all about? I am all about logic. Guys, if I was trying to stay relevant, the very first thing I would do would be to stop talking about wrestling altogether 100%. Wrestling, bro, is so niche, so uncool, so nobody watching it anymore, nobody giving a shit. So if I'm trying to stay relevant, I'm not going to do it through freaking wrestling. Wrestling is the most uncoolest thing, bro, possibly on television, which is why you got guys like Sean Ross Sapp and the other what's his face, Jeff, with the shirt, McLovin. You got McLovin. Bro, look at the guys. We're talking about relevant here. Look at the guys covering wrestling. Sean Ross Sapp, McLovin, Dave Meltzer, Wade Keller, Brian Alvarez, Mike Johnson. Look at the guys covering wrestling. I make myself freaking irrelevant by talking about wrestling, bro. So if I really gave a shit, bro, I'm 63 years old. Jeff, did we just not talk about my ball sack with one hanging down in Fort Lauderdale? The other is up in New Jersey. I'm wearing underwear with a hole inside of it that I got to prop my wiener in and then pull up on it to support my balls. And I'm actually trying to stay relevant by sharing these stories with you. But, bro, here's the sad thing, man. This is really the sad thing. He believes that. And if I'm the one trying to stay relevant, why is Sean Sapp calling my house at 11 o'clock at night?
Well, he's going to get into that. But
there's more?
Yeah, there's more. Okay. Yeah, so I was going to ask you that. I'm like, does he honestly believe that, or is he just trying to ham it up and do for his
I think he may believe that, bro. He may believe that, I think.
All right, let's continue.
It is Vince Russo begging and struggling to stay relevant, and him realizing that saying negative things about me keeps him.
First of all, we don't say anything negative about you at all. We just watch these clips and laugh at you. So we're not saying anything negative at all. We find great humor and entertainment in this show, bro.
And it's no different. We put over one of the wrestling clips.
Right. It's no different from the, who are these podcast guys? I'm a big fan of that show. I watch that show every day, and they just watch and critique podcasts that they think are freaking entertaining, ridiculous, and funny. That's all that we're doing.
Yeah, they did us once. Remember that?
Did they? Yeah, well.
They did us once, yeah.
Then admitting that I am fantastic at my job, just like he said for the first several years of Fightful.
I honestly don't think Vince has a problem with you in real life. I think that it's like you said, kind of trying to stay relevant. I agree.
I finessed one of his.
So Jimmy's a psychologist now. He did hire me at Fightful, but he actually knows what I'm thinking and what I'm doing. He actually knows that, Jimmy.
I didn't think
he's as relevant as I want to be. Here, Jimmy.
Oh, come on. No. I don't want to.
Well, guys, here's his relevant. This is Vince Russo trying to be relevant, bro. That I'm doing here. Look at the ball sack.
Okay.
This is how relevant I am trying to be, guys. Here it is. You got it all. The big picture, Jeff. Here, Jeff, I'm sitting on this because I literally, Jeff, I got to put my balls in here. I got to sit my balls in the hole, Jeff. This is how relevant nearly 63-year-old Vince Russo is trying to be. Oh, my God. Are you effing serious? I'm trying to stay relevant, and I'm talking about wrestling? Really? Go on, Jeff.
But I mean, think about this. If that was your motivation for anything that we do, wouldn't you be maybe talking about somebody that's would bring you more attention?
If I was trying to stay relevant, Jeff, would I not be trying to get wrestlers on the show?
No, that's a good point too.
I mean, would I not bring wrestlers on the show like they do?
Like you said, kind of trying to stay relevant. I agree.
I finessed one of his good friends out of a $1,500 donation. I said,
we've heard this story before.
He's
remember
still going with this, bro.
Yeah, and remember how the conversation was very suspicious because they kept calling you Vince Russo in the conversation, and if you were talking about somebody, you wouldn't keep saying their full name.
Right.
You know, it was very suspicious, but
that I can get Vince to do an hour on me. I got Vince to do 90 minutes on me. I was in there trolling the chat like one of those FBI agents trying to keep somebody on the line. That was me in that
He's
chat.
Still trying. He's still trying.
Well, I mean, does he think he came out looking good in that?
No, exactly not. That's why he's still after all this time, bro, he's still talking about this because he knows he came out of it looking like the biggest mark of all time. That's why he continues to talk about it because he's still trying to convince people of that.
You know, part of me hopes that this is just an act with him.
It's not, Jeff.
You know,
it's not. And Jimmy better not, better stop being a little too smug over there, bro, because Jimmy does not want me freaking turning on him, bro. How anybody who has any type of money makes the decision to get into wrestling, like really, bro?
Vince isn't relevant. That's it. and you know what he'll do? He'll chop this up. He'll put it on his little show. Yeah. He'll whine and cry and
Well, you know why he's saying that? Because he wants us to.
Yeah, right.
He wants us to. That's why I think part of it, this may be an act. He wants this to keep going.
Jeff, 1.5 million people watched Raw on Monday night. 1.5 million, Jeff. TNA was doing 2 million. 1.5 million. And I'm using the wrestling industry and all 1.5 million people to stay relevant.
Yeah, I think he wants this. I think he wants to keep this going because I think this gives him some relevance when people that have been in the business are speaking about him.
I mean, do you know how ridiculous that is? If that's, I really hope you don't believe that, bro, because literally, like I said, if you do the math, I would have to be some kind of an idiot if I'm trying to stay relevant through the lamest industry I could possibly pick.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying maybe it's an act because I can't see him honestly believing that.
Yeah, well,
like unless he,
bro, they convince themselves into things, and bro, again, they do all this, bro. An article came out just today, and the green guy wrote to me, and Jeff, I'll bring it up. I'll share my screen with you, okay?
Yeah, I know where you're going with it, but I wasn't gonna use it because I didn't want you to see it. No,
I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it because I want to. See,
well,
bro,
you want to let's finish this first because Jimmy has something to say.
He's got more.
Jimmy says something about.
Oh, okay.
About it because he is a puppet.
Oh yeah, that one was
puppet to who?
Exactly. Yeah, I forgot about that line. Let me rewind it.
He'll whine and cry and about it because he is a puppet.
I will say
that doesn't make any sense.
But a puppet to who's pulling my strings?
I think he thinks he is, but that's what he wants. I'm sure he wants you to put this out there for people to see, because then it gives him the attention that he wants, and he can keep this going.
I just want to say for the record, me and Vince were always cool. He was cool to me. I had no
muted. Any news on Tessa Blanchard?
Yeah, well, of course, whatever.